Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Today I wanted to share with you some items that I ordered on Amazon for my little dog Teddy. It's all about Teddy today. Teddy is an adventurous little guy. We were out for a walk recently and he found this horn under a bush. Now, I think this is from a cow. Animals don't shed their horns, they shed antlers. So I think somebody bought this for their dog, and maybe the dog hid it in the woods somewhere. I don't know. But I was shocked when he picked this up. It weighs about 12 ounces, and he was trying to carry it home. He had this part in his mouth, and it was rocking around, and he finally dropped it and looked at me like, "Mom, carry it the rest of the way." So he was very proud to find this horn and carry it home. So obviously he deserves some new treats. One of the treats I've been giving him for a while are these from Blue Buffalo. They're wilderness trail treats. They're Wild Bits chicken recipe training treats. They're little tidbits, they're little nuggets, and he loves them. They smell really good. So I thought, okay, let me try another type of treat from Blue Buffalo. So I ordered the Natural Dog Treats True Chews Premium Jerky Cuts. Now I'm thinking a dog who could carry home something this size could probably handle a big old piece of jerky. I've given him some other chewy treats that he loves to chew them up, and then they last a while. So I was surprised when I opened up these premium jerky treats, because I think of jerky as like hard. And you can see they're great big pieces, but they're super soft. And so I'm thinking if I give him this, he's going to eat the whole thing, and then he's probably going to vomit on the rug because that's too much. It's too rich. And he's just a little guy. So what I did discover was, because these are so soft, I can just break them apart or cut them up, and then I have the little nugget treats that I can give him. So if you're looking at these jerky treats, they're really delicious, but they're soft. So if you have a little dog, you can still get these, but break them up into little pieces so you have a more control over what you're giving him. I realized when we were out in the car one day that even though I have water for him, I realized that I didn't have a bowl anymore. I've used those collapsible bowls, and somehow it wasn't in the car anymore. So I went on Amazon and I ordered 2 more of the collapsible bowls. They come in a little size for a little dog. You can also order them for a larger size, and then you just pop them up. You can make them as deep as you want. They don't have to be very deep if you just want to give them a little bit of water. And then they collapse right down as flat as can be, so you could pop them out just one little bit and put some water in there, and then your dog can get it. So even if you have a little tiny dog, these are going to work great. But if you have a great big dog with a big old muzzle, they probably need a larger size. So it's nice because then you could have one for food and one for water. But what I'm going to do is put this one in the car. Then I'm going to put the other one with his travel kit. We travel a lot. Teddy goes with me in the airplane. I have a carrying case that he goes into that goes under the seat in front of me. You pay extra to bring your pet in the cabin, and that's what I do with Teddy. I can put this additional bowl with his carry-on case, so then I have that when I want to give him some water when we're at the airport. When you take your pet in cabin, they have to remain inside the carrying case under the seat for the entire flight. That's why I can't show you a picture of him looking out the window on the airplane, because he's in his little carry case under the seat where he belongs. I think he'd enjoy looking out the window, but it isn't allowed. What's nice about these is because they're fold up small, they don't weigh very much. They also have a carabiner included, so you could clip one on your backpack if you're going out hiking. You could clip it onto your bug out bag if you want to have one in an emergency. And then they're inexpensive, so have some little portable collapsible dishes for your dog and some extra water that you've set aside for him, so that you know for sure that you can take care of him. It's great if you have the extra water, but if you don't have something to put it in, your dog can't guzzle it out of a bottle, and you don't want to just be pouring it out and wasting it. So make sure you have some sort of a container to hold their water, such as these little collapsible bowls. Teddy loves going for walks, and I've purchased these Tug dog retractable leashes several times, but I realized I want another one so I don't have to take the one from the house, put it in the car, remember to bring it in from the car, and so I decided to have an extra one to keep in the car for when we go out. These are super nice because they're retractable. You can walk your dog, and if he decides to stop and sniff or to go pee or whatever, you can still be walking. If you just walk him on a regular leash, if it's like my dog, he has to stop and examine and sniff and pee-pee on everything. And so I felt like I was just standing around while the dog was smelling. But with this retractable leash, I can keep walking, and it allows him to realize that he has free rein. He can stop and sniff something, and then he can run up and catch up and keep going. He gets more exercise. He has some freedom. I get more exercise, and it works really well. It also has a lock on it, a latch. You push this down, and then say there's a car coming and you don't want him to run into the street. And then you make sure that you can contain where they are. And so sometimes if he's running ahead and he tries to go out into the street, I will click it and he'll hear it. And then he knows, okay, that's the boundary, mommy's gonna stop, and so I need to pay attention. Something to recognize though is that these are heavy, and because they're retractable, if you drop it, it will snap up and could actually hurt your little dog. And so you have to be careful when you're putting it on. You can't just hang it down and be clipping it on the dog. You need to be holding onto the handle so that it doesn't snap and hurt him. You can put it into lock, but you still need to make sure that you keep track of it, you hold on to it, pay attention so that it doesn't snap and hurt your dog. My little grandchildren can use it too, but I had to teach them, hold on to it, because if you let go, it'll snap up there and it could hurt him and it'll scare him, and then he might even try to like run away and get hurt some more. And so they learn to be careful walking Teddy also. I like the big handle. I was afraid it was gonna slip out of my hand, but it doesn't. And I like it because you can take your poop bag and just tie them onto the handle. And then when you're walking your dog and he does his business, you have that with you, and you can just take one off, pick up the poop, and dispose of it properly. You can put a couple on there, and one thing that's nice then is whenever I come back, I make sure that I have it with a new bag on it so that it's just ready the next time I go out for a walk. Another feature of the Tug retractable dog leash, it comes with an extra section. So say your dog wants to chew on the leash, you have this part that's like chew proof. And you can clip this on to the end of the leash, and then you have this extra leader part, and you can clip that onto your dog's collar. And I thought, well, maybe I'll use that with Teddy so that it isn't going to snap and hit him. But I discovered because he's little, it's too much heavy weight on his neck to have all of this extra. So that wasn't useful for my little dog. It might be if you have a bigger dog. But that was what I felt. I thought it was extra handy and it was nice to have, but it wasn't a feature that I necessarily need, but it's a good thing to have in case you need it. If you walk your dog with the Tug retractable leash and it's wet or it gets into the mud, it's easy to pull it all the way out. When you get back home, you can see it's really long. It's long. Then you can take a clean cloth and just go along and let it retract and wipe it all the way off, and it can clean your leash. I find that cleans it well. It helps keep the leash so that the retractor doesn't get dirty or wet or clogged up. I found that doing that after taking him out in the rain and the mud has worked great. Check out the Tug retractable leash. I have a few of them because, say, I keep one at my daughter's house, I keep one in my house, now I have one in the car, and they're super handy. And you just have to say, you want to go for a walk, and you get this out, and he goes crazy with joy. For a while now, I've been feeding my little Teddy the Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula Small Breed Adult Food, and this one is deboned chicken, wholesome whole grains, healthy fruits and veggies. It's the chicken and brown rice recipe. He loves it. I want my dog to have a food that he enjoys, and some of the other brands that I've given him, after you get, say, halfway through the bag, he isn't that excited about it anymore. But I think this is about the 4th bag that I've purchased of the Blue Buffalo, and Teddy loves it. He continues to enjoy his food. So Teddy recommends the Blue Buffalo chicken and brown rice for small dogs. We love our pets. We want to make sure that we have the things that we need for them. So a line in your budget should be the products and the food and necessities that you need for your pet. So these are the things that I bought for my little dog Teddy on Amazon, and check it out, see if you like any of these things as well. And let us know in the comments below, what have you found has been helpful, useful, helping your dog have a better quality of life as your best friend. I hope you'll like my video, share it, please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.